This is episode number 34, weight loss case study, Sandra Shafer. I gained 10 pounds because of this. Welcome everybody to another episode here in Body and Mind Transformation by Custom Body Fitness. This is Sandro Torres, your health coach, and today we have a weight loss case study, Sandra Shafer. This is the second interview that we're doing with Sandra Shafer, and there is a couple of things that you should know before you start listening to the interview. Is that she was coming in the beginning and saw great results. Then she stopped coming because of COVID, and in the place that we were open in Carbondale, we have to let go of the lease that we had. So we couldn't reopen again in Carbondale in that moment. So what we did is just close the business so she couldn't come and exercise with us in that moment. In that year that she was gone, she regained 10 pounds. Then she came back again with us and she lost that much weight again and started getting in shape again. You're gonna listen to her second interview and find out her tips that she's using to lose that weight again and how she got affected by not coming and exercising and eating healthy. Without further introductions, let's listen to the interview here in Body and Mind Transformation. At CBF, we know that for you to change your body, you need to change your mind. Exercise and eating healthy is only part of the plan. We care about our members as we care about our family, because our members become our family. It is not about competition, but support. It is not about being the strongest or the fastest, but about you defeating your negative self. It is about working together and making the task challenging and have fun. By the end, what matters is not how hard the session was, but that you take control of your mind so you can take control of your body. My name is Sandro Torres, and I'm happy you are part of our family. Welcome to Custom Body Fitness. Welcome everybody to another great interview here at Custom Body Fitness. My name is Sandro Torres, your health coach, and today I am with Sandra Shafer. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Of course. I love to hear your story. I would love for other people to hear how you've been achieving your goals, the difficulties, and what has been motivating you to continue going. But let's begin with your story. Tell me how everything started. When do you decided to change? Why? What was that? What happened in your life?
So there's two chapters. I started in 2019 just because I wasn't happy with my appearance. I knew I had to do more to be fit. And the studio in Carbondale was super close to my house, and so I thought, great, I need to do it, and I went for it, and I signed up and did it for a year, and was super happy with my progress, and then stopped coming because the studio, you didn't renew the contract in the studio in Carbondale, and COVID happened, and I was hurt, and I stopped. And then when everything went back to normal, I thought, oh gosh, I really need to do something again. And in the meantime, I didn't do anything. My weight went up. I gained like 10 pounds in a year, and I thought, if this is keep going like that, it's really bad. You need to go the other way. And the challenge was advertised, and then I thought, perfect, I need to do the challenge, and that will be a great jump start to get back into a new routine.
So did you feel the difference when you were training in 2019 and then stop and then you start training again? Did you feel the difference in your life?
Well, basically it was like starting all over again. It felt the same when I started the second time around. I was super sore, and it took probably, I don't know, maybe 3-4 weeks until I felt a difference already.
Okay. Okay. Have you seen results since you started this time?
Yes, actually pretty big. Thanks to the challenge, I was totally focused during those 5 weeks, and that was my number one priority. I came to classes as many times as I was allowed to, and I did cardio every day, and I really watched my nutrition and kind of neglected everything else in my life. And so I really saw great, I had a great achievement. And
okay. Talk to me about, now that the life is back to normal, talk to me about the things that you are doing right now to see results and that you stop doing when you gain those 10 pounds. What is the difference?
Well, I regularly work out. That's the biggest difference, and I committed. Before, kind of, I was in this mindset like, well, I just wasn't motivated because I haven't been doing anything. And now I'm motivated and I'm committed, and also work out more besides the class. I do cardio. I have a dog. That's a change. Did not have a dog the first time around, and a dog needs to be walked, so you can't come up with excuses. And so it's good for the dog and for me as well. And eating is probably the hardest. I know what's good and what's bad, and still every once in a while pick the bad things just because I want to.
Okay, tell me about that. Okay, so before you gained 10 pounds and you were not exercising and probably you're not eating as healthy as you are right now. And even though you struggle right now, you have changed a couple of things in your eating. Tell me how you used to eat back in the past and what you have changed and what are you struggling with?
What's different now is I eat a healthy, always ate a healthy breakfast, I guess, but I prepared the night before my breakfast, and then I don't have an excuse to, I don't have time, and make my oats, for example. I put them, they soak overnight and they're ready for me in the morning to eat with an apple. And then when I'm at work, I can only eat what I bring with me, and so I typically bring healthy food with me, and I'm not around the fridge, whereas when I'm at home over the weekend, then I'm more tempted to have, I don't know, what's the word? I'm tempted to eat something that I shouldn't be eating, and I can when I'm at home, and I cannot do it
when you're at work.
Yes.
And so the key word right here is you prepare yourself. You prepare your breakfast and you prepare your lunch to make sure you eat the right food.
Right.
That's why you have changed.
Yes.
And before you didn't used to do that when you gained that.
Well, during COVID, everybody was at home, and so I was at home most days and was just tempted to eat more.
Yeah, makes sense. I was the same thing. I'm not kidding. I have a lot of control of my eating. And I'm not, you probably relate, and a lot of people will relate. I will stand up every 5 minutes and check the fridge.
Yes. And with cooking dinner, I cook for 4, with family for 4, and if I would cook only the cleanest foods and only healthy, I know my other family members would say, well, is this it? And so I try to make meals where everybody is satisfied, and I can choose not to eat everything I cook.
Okay, that makes sense. So you cook everything for everybody. It's called everything. Of course, not everything, but you cook a lot of meals, and you choose the healthy side of that.
Right.
And what is the struggles in your eating that you have right now?
I like sweets, and when it's I just like sweets.
So that's
I know it's not good for me, but still, every once in a while, I think, oh, wow, what the heck? I just want to eat something sweet. And because I'm working out more and I'm more active, it doesn't, make a big difference in my weight. It doesn't go up because I eat a little bit of chocolate every once in a while, because I guess I burn it off.
Yeah, but you still choose healthy sweets.
Maybe.
Tell me about
Is there such a thing? I don't think so. No, it's definitely not healthy. No.
What do you think is helping you the most to stay motivated and to lose weight?
I think the fact that you have to sign up for the class is a big first step, because then you're committed to come. You can't just not show up because you don't feel like it. And so that's really big. I sign up. I have a weekly alarm on Friday afternoons, and I sign up for the following week, and I come. And also, usually I come with a friend, and she gives me a ride, and so I know she's there at 4:40 picking me up, and that's another reason to go and not back up. And so back out. So that's the signing up is huge. That really helps. And after a while, it's just part of your new routine. It's just like brushing your teeth or having, getting up at a certain time. You just go, you have your days and you go at that time and you just do it.
So, to begin with, it's accountability.
Mm-hmm.
So the accountability of you signing up to the sessions. Once you sign up, you're committed to it.
Mm-hmm.
So you commit. And the second thing is commit with your friend, which also keep you accountable, because you know she's gonna pick you up at 4:40. You must be ready, right?
Right.
So accountability could be a good motivation for you too.
I think if I had a membership in a other kind of
Regular gym.
regular gym, yes. And you can just go whenever you feel like it. Then I know I would find excuses not to go, like, oh, I'm too tired, or I really should be doing this. And I know I wouldn't be as committed as I'm now with CBM.
Great, good to hear that. The accountability for you to know that you have a session that you sign up for and the friend is waiting for you. Perfect, that's good. Okay, talk to me a little bit about you eating. You already said that you prepare your breakfast and your lunch. What are you eating during the day? Tell me a little bit about your food.
So for breakfast, I usually have oats with I grate an apple into it, and the oats is a mix with, it has nuts in it and some raisins, and so it tastes good. I like it, and it's very filling, so I'm not hungry an hour later. And then I usually have a little bit of coffee and a tea, and then I have a snack, and typically it's either fruit or some almonds. And then for lunch, I try to do some protein in a salad. And I drink water throughout the day and in the evening. And actually, I was just talking to a colleague at work that I do not drink enough water because I don't feel thirsty. And so I need something to make it a routine to take a sip every 20 minutes or so, that it will become a new routine to drink regularly before I'm thirsty, which is way late. And then dinner, I try to cook meals, maybe a couple meals over the weekend, and then we eat leftovers for Mondays and Tuesdays. And
what is it for dinner? Give me a couple examples. What do you eat for dinner?
It's usually some kind of protein, chicken or salmon, some vegetables or salad, and a side dish. That can be rice or quinoa, pasta, potatoes.
So protein and veggies.
Yes.
And some carbs.
Carbs.
Yeah. Okay, so it's let's call it a balanced meal.
I think so, yeah.
Do you eat what percentage of your plate?
Oh, I know what it should look like, and it does not always. I think half of the plate should be vegetables, and then a quarter meat and a quarter carbs. Sometimes it's a little different configuration.
Okay. Now, talk to me about what do you tell yourself when you're exercising? When you're exercising, sometimes it gets difficult. What do you tell yourself when things are difficult and it's hard lifting those weights?
I break it down. Like when it's, let's say you're supposed to do 20 repetitions, then you can do 4 times 5 repetitions. And that seems to help. Or on Fridays, I think I'll do better with 4 rounds of less repetitions than 3 rounds of more repetitions. Or you can look at the clock and think, oh wow, only 20 minutes and you're already done. So then you think, yeah, 20 more minutes, you can do it. And it never gets, because we change from one program to the other one, there's a constant movement, and it doesn't get boring, or it doesn't never feel long, and I don't really reach the point where I just want to give up and walk away, because then you already move to the next station.
Okay, so the 3 things is 1, you break your repetitions into small sets. So that way you don't see the whole chunk. You see small chunks. And then also you look at the clock and see that it's not much time left, and you can exercise for whatever time is left. And the other thing is that it's not boring. You just do it and get into the exercise that is helping you to stay focused on your workout.
Yeah. The hour goes by really fast. And having, all the other members here, usually it's the same ones showing up at the same time, and you build relationships with them, and you can motivate each other, and it's fun.
Okay.
And the music is a big part. It helps. The better the rhythm, the stronger I feel.
Nice. Okay, so now let's talk about your weight loss tip. Why don't you give me your best weight loss tip? What would you recommend people who's struggling losing weight or getting into a program to lose weight?
Be realistic. Don't set a goal that's not healthy and it's not realistic. I think just like breaking down exercises, have small goals but realistic, and then you feel like, yeah, I did it, and then you do another month and with the same goal setting. If you probably can do like a challenge, it's 5 weeks of full focus, you probably lose more than the rest of the year, because life happens and you do other things and not just working out, so you have to adjust your goal settings.
Thank you, Sandra. That was a great tip. Anything else that you want to tell the public? Anything else that you feel like you want to say?
Come and sign up. I really think this is the perfect program. I love the way it's built. It's got a good mix. It's fun and it's doable. You can come 3 hours a week and you feel happy.
Perfect. Thank you, Sandra. I really appreciate it. You hear the tips, everybody. I hope you like this interview. Put everything into practice, It's gonna help you to transform your body. We interview real people who see real results. So there is not somebody who's getting into a crash diet. There is not somebody who is just exercising tomorrow, compete, and then go back to off season. These are real people who give you tips so you can transform your body and on your home or custom body fitness, and whatever place you want to go and do it. But follow those tips, and thank you for continuing following us. Thank you, Sandra. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
See you next time. Okay, let's summarize this interview. Let's go over the important points. She said that the difference now that she's working out, of course, she also changed the way she was eating, but working out was the trigger for her to make the whole change. So that's a good habit that's helping her to transfer the other, to improve her habits in her life. So remember, exercise, it's a good habit that they can help you improve other habits in your life. She also mentioned that she prepared her breakfast the night before so she's ready. She also prepared her food to take it to work so she's not eating junk food. And she still eats sweets. I find this funny, but the truth is that she still eats those sweets, but because she exercises, she knows that she burns those sweets off. However, she doesn't overeat those sweets, but she still eats it. The next point is, when you start exercising, you need to be motivated. She mentioned that signing up to sessions, it's a good way to commit to it, to be accountable. Another thing that she mentioned is that her friend picked her up 4:40, so that's another accountability. Her friend, once she got those accountabilities, then it becomes a routine, just like brushing your teeth. And the last point, I think is a great point, is be realistic and set small goals. Don't try to eat the whole world at one bite. Do it little by little, right? So set realistic goals and make sure once you set your big goal, make small goals out of that. And that's it, everybody. I hope you like this interview. Please share this with people who needs this information. Think about any person who needs this information. You do them a favor, you do yourself a favor, you feel good, and you also do me a favor by growing this channel. Thank you so much for continuing following us. Remember, stay mentally and physically healthy. We're gonna tune in the next episode.